is a quick review for irregular verbs. In Latin, there are not that many irregular verbs. The ones that we have encountered so far in Latin 1, here at the beginning of Latin 2, include what you see with the principal parts at the top. Sum esse fui futurus, which means to be. Eo ire iwi or ii, etus, which means to go. And please note the third principal part of this verb, eo ire, either the iwi or the ii, is acceptable. Sometimes when that V, that is the symbol of the perfect stem, drops out, it is a indication of what is called in linguistics syncopation, syncope. And more often than not, it is the second one, I, that I will be using and what I'll probably have on the quiz. The third one, wolo, wele, wolui, which of course does not have a fourth principal part and means to want. Nolo, nole, nolui, which is nothing more than the previous verb wolo with a known squished on the front of it, combining it with the word wolo to make up one word, nolo, nole, nolui, which means to not want. And then, of course, pharaoh, fere, tuli, latus, which is to bring or to carry. Now, the only forms that you have to memorize for these irregular verbs are the forms in the present, the imperfect, and the future. That is because that when it comes to the perfect, the pluperfect, and the future perfect, it follows the rules. So if I wanted to form the perfect, pluperfect, or future perfect of the verb sum esse, I would take the foo of the third principal part and simply add my perfect endings, I isti it, imis istis erunt, my pluperfect endings, eramaras erat, eramas eratis erant, and my future perfect endings, ero, eris, erit, erimis, eritis, erint. So let's quickly go over the various forms. So for sum esse, you've got the present tense that we've said ad nauseum in class, sum esse sunt. Eo ire in the present, eo is it, imis itis eunt, I go, you go, he goes, we go, you go, they go. The wolo wele, wolo wis wolt, wolumus woltus wolunt, I want you what he wants, or I am wanting, you are wanting, he is wanting. Nolo, non wis, non wolt. Please note for nolo that in some of the forms, like what you see here with non wis and non wolt and non woltus, they will be separated back out into its constituent parts of known and then the form of wolo that you can see obviously over here on the left with wolt, wis, and woltus. And then, of course, pharaoh, fere, tuli, latus. I bring, you bring, he brings, we bring, y'all bring, they bring, or I carry, you carry, he carries would be pharaoh, fares, fert, fermus, fertis, ferunt. Imperfect for sum esse, eramaras erat, eramus eratus erant. Please note that those forms of the imperfect verb, I was, you were, he was, we were, y'all were, they were, is going to be the same as your pluperfect endings that you would stick onto the foo, or you would stick onto the e, or you would stick onto the wolu, nolu, and tul for the various other verbs. And so you can tell the difference when it is functioning as a word, like it is here as the imperfect, I was, you were, he was, we were, y'all were, and they were, versus if they were a part of the pluperfect and thus an ending and thus attached to a perfect stem. The ire verb is ibam, ibas, ibat, ibamus, ibatis, ibant. And then over here. Now, please note for the verbs wolo, nolo, and pharaoh. They are irregular, but very much they try to have the forms and appear as though they are third conjugation. And you can see that manifest in the imperfect tense with all the forms that are here. Wolebam, wolebas, wolebat, wolebamus, wolebatis, wolebant, nolebam, nolebas, nolebant, and so forth and so on. And feribam. Easy to recognize it because of the BA. I was wanting, you were wanting, he was wanting, I was not wanting, and I was carrying. Then for the future, for the verb to be is eo, ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erunt. Please compare erunt, as in they will be. All of them would be I will be, you will be, he will be, we will be, y'all will be, they will be. Compare the they will be that is there with they go, they are going, they do go. Students very often confuse, though, for whatever reason, I suppose, because they do have some letters in common. The verb ire, ibo, ibis, ibit, ibimus, ibitis, ibunt. I will go, you will go, he will go, we will go, y'all will go, they will go. And then once again, I would like to point out that when it comes to the verbs wolo, pharaoh, and nolo, their futures look as though they were third conjugation, in that you can see in every one they have the long E, the long E. That's even a long E. Remember, long E plus M, long E plus M, long E plus M turns into AM. And so that long E that you would usually associate with a third conjugation future actually becomes manifest as the future indication for the irregular verbs, these three that are so desperate to want to be future. So wolam, woles, wolet, I will want, you will want, he will want. Nolam, noles, nolet, I will not want, you will not want, he will not want. And then faram, phares, pharet, pharamus, pharetus, friend, I will carry, you will carry, he will carry, we will carry, y'all will carry, and they will carry. So hopefully this video helps you with your memorization of the irregular verbs, but again, the good news is that you only have to memorize them for the present tense, in which they don't follow the pattern or rules. Imperfect tense, they don't follow the pattern or rules, and future tense, they don't follow the pattern or rules as well. So good luck, and hopefully you will do well on the quiz that we have in this week for Module 3.